Hey gang, it's Bob Bannister coming at you with another edition of Rock Talk right here with CGCM Rock Radio and Rock Is Not Dead Australia. Now, please do us a favor. Click that like, that share, that subscribe button. Stay up to date with all things Rock Talk, CGCM Rock Radio, and Rock Is Not Dead Australia. And you can also drop us a comment too. Maybe there's somebody you'd like us to catch up with and have a little chat with. You just never know. We can make that happen. So, one of the best things about doing Rock Talk is getting to meet up and coming artists who are just coming out of the starting gate and starting to make some noise. And that's exactly what we do this time around. I caught up with a guy by the name of Spruce Hemlock. He comes to us from a band called HZED. They're out of Australia and they are starting to make some noise on the Australian music scene. They've got a couple singles out right now and they feature some pretty impressive extra talent on them. And we'll talk about that and their time in the studio as well. So let's jump into the studio, sit down with Spruce Hemlock from HZED on this edition of Rock Talk right here with CGCM Rock Radio and Rock Is Not Dead Australia. And hey, look at that. We're back in Melbourne this time around visiting with the band HZED. Joining us from the band is Spruce. How you doing, my friend?
Good, Bob. Good. Thanks for having us on the show. Good to see you.
Great to have you here. Now tell us about the band HZED.
What do you want to know?
What's the history of the band?
Oh, it's a pretty long history. We've been me and Sam started the band, my drummer, in 2012. We started the project. We finished up from our previous project and started there, and took us about 2 years to get the lineup right when we started. And we've had many changes over the years. We've had a couple of bass players, had a couple of singers, and now a new guitarist. So the current lineup has been together for probably only about 18 months, if that.
Okay.
So yeah, but I think we've finally got the right people in the band, and works really well, and the songs are getting better and better. So yeah, it's been a long history, but I think we're there.
So where does the name come from, HZED?
HZ, it's well, there's a video actually on YouTube that explains the whole thing, but it's kind of to do with the HZ Holden, which is a car from Australia. Uh,
Okay.
so yeah,
Oh,
HZ
that
Holden.
makes sense then
That's
now because I see that on your merch.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's a bit of a nod to the old Holden HZ, which Holdens aren't made anymore. So yeah, but there is more to the story. But if anyone wants to check it out on YouTube, they can see the real history of the name.
Right on. And if I find it, what I'll do is I'll put the link down here, maybe up
Yeah,
here. Who knows?
somewhere around
We'll
there.
find it. We'll do it. So you've released a couple singles in 2026, Say
Yeah.
What You Want and Rising Up Above, featured Dave Leslie from the Baby Animals. How did that come about?
That came about due to Rusty Brown, our producer from Electric Mary, which we've been working with him for quite some time. And when we did this bunch of songs, he goes, "I think we need to get Dave Leslie in here." I said, "I'm all for it. Let's go." So I said, "Yeah, let's get him on the tracks." And yeah, he ended up doing 5 tracks with us. So we got a few more to come out the rest of the year. So yeah, it's been a really good time in the studio working with him and learning off him as well as Rusty. It's just been, yeah, it's been a dream come true really to work with both of them. Two of my biggest heroes.
And Rusty is a veteran of Rock Talk here on CGCM Rock Radio. We've had him on before. Great guy. Great
Yeah,
guy.
he's a legend. Yeah, they're all legends.
Absolutely. So, how would you describe your sound to somebody who hasn't heard you yet or is just discovering the band?
Oh, this is always a really tough one. Um, I've never really tried to sound like anyone. All I could say is sort of a hard rock sort of vibe with a female singer, and because yeah, I don't know, it's better for someone else to tell me because I don't know if it's good. Because when I write a song, it's never thinking of another band or another vibe. It's just I pick up my guitar, generally when I write a riff is I've just restrung my guitar and I'm at my workbench just playing in the strings and something will come out from their riff and I'll just press record. So it's not really trying to tap into anything and that hopefully becomes take it to the band and we build on it together. So yeah, it's very, very hard to for me to I've never been able to put a thing onto it. Could you help me with that?
I can tell you one thing for sure. It is definitely HZ.
Yeah,
You've got
that's good.
your
That's
own
what we
sound.
want.
It's very unique and it's very good. I absolutely love it, and we're going to get you some
Thank
airplay
you.
here in
Appreciate
Canada
that. Yeah.
on CGCM Rock Radio. What's your big influences though?
My biggest influences like John Frusciante from Chili Peppers, Slash from Guns N' Roses, um, Mike McCready from Pearl Jam,
Oh yeah.
but all falls back into Jimi Hendrix and Chuck Berry, and it's just it comes from the greats, it's all just falling down into everybody. So it's that sort of vibe, blues rock sort of thing. Yeah, that's what I love. But he's played a lot of funk music back in the day as well. So yeah,
Mhm.
oh yeah, so a bit of everything really.
That's a very Mick Jagger answer, you know. I mean, the guy, yeah, you ask him the same question, and he just goes back and back and back and back and back. Very,
Yeah.
very cool stuff. So, what's
Cheers.
your writing process like then? Like you said, you restring your guitar, you find a riff, and then go with
Yeah.
it, or like is that
Yeah. So I just
primarily?
press record on my phone and just keep it. And then when I get to rehearsal, I'll bring it out and say, "What do you think?" And when we rock up to rehearsal, it's usually me and Sam, the drummer, first, and then
Right.
Danae and Hannah and Pido sort of wander in. And by the time everybody wanders in and sets up, we sort of play around with the song, and then yeah, if it all starts working and Tanae has lyrics going straight away, sort of just bring the phone back out, press record, and yeah, generally we get a song done in half an hour sort of thing, and then just keep working on it till it's part of the set. And then usually send it to Rusty at one point or get him down to rehearsal and say, check out these songs. And he'll say, yeah, that's good. Or, work a bit more on this. So, yeah, that's kind of how we do it.
So, what happens though if you pull out a song and say, "Hey guys, check this out," and everybody goes, you know what? I'm just not feeling it. Pass on that.
Yeah, we just bum it and bring the next riff out.
But
Yeah,
how long
there's no egos.
do you
If
hang
everybody
on to
doesn't
stuff
nail it,
though?
then we move on. Sorry?
Do you hang on to stuff though? Like, say, okay, we'll shelve that for a while and maybe revisit it down the road.
Yeah, sometimes we do because, like, when we did Heartbreaker release, that was a long-term writing. That one it sort of evolved a lot. But when we did pre-production first with that song and that group of songs, Heartbreaker was two or three songs to
Hmm.
start with that weren't finished. They were just sort of ideas. And then Rusty sort of said that one and that one would work and try that. So I went away and wrote Heartbreaker out of it. So yeah, everything gets stored in the memory bank or on your phone, and yeah, you sometimes pull back ideas out and think it might be a good bridge or a middle eight or something like that. So yeah, it's always there. Sometimes they're really crap, so then they don't come back out.
So, what of your catalog though? What is your favorite to play live?
Oh, to play live. Um, I don't know. I think they're all really good. There's a couple of new ones that we haven't released yet. I really enjoyed playing, but Heartbreak is a great song. It always
Mhm.
gets the crowd pumping up. And Say What You Want, that new one, it's a
Yeah.
real sort of bit more high energy than we've done before. So the crowd really gets into that. And actually, No Color, the crowd always sing that back to us now. So which is really good to have the crowd people singing your song back to you. It's like it feels pretty cool. So and yeah, that's a good crowd pleaser and song ending too. So we get pretty vibed up, and there's a massive guitar solo in the end and stuff. So it's good fun.
It's that whole Kirk Hammett thing where he talks about you put the song out, the crowd sings it back to you, you funnel it back through the crowd, they funnel it back to you,
That's
and
what it's about. Yeah, it's awesome.
absolutely, absolutely. So you've got a pretty busy schedule coming up, but what's the rest of 2026 looking like?
A fair few more gigs. We've got yeah, we've got about 4 weeks off now. Then we come back in June and do a couple more shows in August, and we're pretty much booked to the end of the year now. I think till October. We got two more singles coming out. One in August, and then in October we drop the final single, which will be part of an EP, and there's going to be an extra song on that as well. So That'll wrap up the year for us, and probably a couple more video clips as well to go with that. And we've been writing again as well, so there'll be new stuff getting recorded hopefully end of the year to start releasing the whole process again in 27.
Very cool. You
And
just answered
more
my next
touring.
question. If you had an album or an EP coming our way soon.
Yeah, so there'll be EP, our first EP out at the end of this year. So pretty excited for everybody. We've always wanted to put something down, and maybe an album, maybe next year. We'll see what happens.
Mark that one on your calendar, kids, because you don't want to miss this one. Definitely. But the music industry has changed so much. So how does a new band navigate through this? I mean, you got to do a lot of stuff on your own, but you're lucky you've got Rusty in your corner. But aside from that, it's got to be tougher.
It is hard. We've got Mel, our manager. She does all the social media and that kind of stuff, and the photography, and she does the video clips, and she's always pushing us out there. And it's a social media is really important these days. You got to really get on
Yeah.
there. The whole team, all the band has to get involved in sharing stuff, and it's one of those things that you just got to do live videos and stuff, and I never ever really wanted to be on the camera, and you got to start doing that stuff and getting your face out there and talking to people, and I guess you got to show a bit more of the real stuff, like a latest video clip for Say What You Want. It's like just in the studio of us, doing the recording, and people really like those sort of moments as well, to see actually not just the polished stuff. They like to see the background and what you do in your studio, like here, and they like to see those sort of things, I guess. So the more you can do of that, I think it's better to feel more real with your fans and that kind of thing, I guess. Yeah. So it's just hard. There's no easy answer, and it's just a lot of work. And like we've been doing it now for over 10 years as one band, so it's just a climbing. Sometimes you fall down, you got to keep going back up, and working with the right people help. So, and people like you obviously are great to have us on our side. You're playing our music and that kind of stuff. That's a real big help. So thank you very much.
You're quite welcome. And the radio industry is a lot like the music industry. It's gone the same way,
Yeah,
If you're not like a big name band, you don't get radio play. That's why I love the station that I'm working with now, CGCM, and because we're always digging, we're always looking and trying to find every new band that we can and give them radio play because that's so important to not only you guys but to us on radio as well. You got to
yeah,
do
that's
it.
right. Yeah, it's good to hear it. It's good to hear new bands. It's hard to find new bands sometimes without doing a lot of digging and trying to look on Instagram. But having shows like yours and other local
Mm.
ones in Australia, it's great. You can just listen to like the radio back in the day and hear the new artists. It's good. Yeah, like you said, it's a very hard ball game out there. Very
Hmm.
hard.
Hmm. What's a good piece of advice that you would like to pass on to a band that's maybe on the just starting out of the blocks that you wish you had have received when you were just starting?
Um, just be yourself. Just keep doing it your way. Don't try and follow a trend. Don't try and be somebody else. Just make your music, and it's harder that way because you don't fit in a box. And I've never fit in a box, but I've kept on doing it my way or our way now.
Hmm.
And it works. Eventually, if people like it, people like it. If they don't, I remember listening to an interview with what's his name, Nicole Kidman's ex-husband, the
Oh, Tom
guitarist.
Cruise.
No,
Oh,
no,
Keith
no.
Urban.
Keith Urban, yeah, he was saying because his music didn't fit in anywhere, and he said he did it for years and years, and he was going nowhere. But someone said to him, just keep being yourself, and if it's going to work, it'll work, and it worked. And it's just I think that's what everybody's got to do: be yourself, and there's a spot for you out there, find it.
And interestingly enough, bringing up Keith Urban, I've in a previous life in terrestrial radio, I worked at a country station.
Yeah,
Keith
yeah,
Urban was the second best live show I have ever seen in my life.
yeah.
I mean, he
My
just
wife,
phenomenal.
that's another good tip. Make sure your live show is spot on. With all the one percenters, like Rusty said to me, you got to do the one percenters. That's what makes you great. That's what makes you stand out. So yeah, very important.
Absolutely, absolutely. But have you had a Spinal Tap moment on stage?
Oh, spinal, probably hundreds of them, really. Oh, I'm not sure. My memory's not that good to come up with stuff like that. But I love Spinal Tap though. Man, I love hanging out with those dudes for a couple of hours.
I don't know if
Finish
my
with the
liver could take.
Stonehenge with the big stone or the little Stonehenge comes on.
Oh God! Just don't bring Fran Drescher along. The guy, the ears can't handle that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, sorry, I don't have anything for you.
That's okay. That's okay. Hey, before we wrap this up here, I like to do a little game show called The Wrong Game. And you know what? The points don't matter. The only thing you have to do is answer the questions with the wrong answer.
All right, I'll give it a crack.
Just a little bit of fun. If you're ready, here we go. What band produced the song Jump?
Kiss.
What was the name of the singer from Bon Jovi?
Eddie Vedder.
Who gave us Permanent Vacation?
The Beatles.
What band is known for Detroit Rock City?
Elvis. It's not even a band.
Close enough. We also would have accepted Neil Diamond. What guitarist is famous for playing the guitar Frankenstein?
Jimi Hendrix.
And what city is considered the birthplace of the Sunset Strip scene?
Melbourne.
There you go.
That was a bit of
All
fun.
right. Spruce from the band HZED, thank you for joining us on this edition of Rock Talk. Take a few extra moments and shamelessly self-promote the band.
Check out our profiles all over social media, HZ Band on Spotify. Just Google it, you'll find it. Jump on, follow us, like the link, share it, and come to a show if you can.
All right. Perfect. Thank you very much. And guys, don't forget, click that like, that share, that subscribe. Support HZED, support Rock is Not Dead Australia and CGCM Rock Radio. And we'll catch you again on another edition of Rock Talk right here on CGCM Rock Radio.
Thanks, Bob.